Another tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to take you over the basics of Unreal. Um, Over here, you got like your Learn tab. You can click on that. It gives you resources and stuff. You can check out educational stuff. If you click on the news, it gives you most up-to-date stuff about Unreal and what they're getting up to. Marketplace, you can buy things and even sell things on there. Get things into your project. If you want to add more content like sounds, characters, animations, weapons, all sorts. So check that out if you need new content for your game. But no, if by adding stuff from the marketplace into your game, other people might be doing the same. So as long as you don't mind the same stuff, but you can also just use it for placeholders and stuff like that. Down the bottom here we got the forums, so you can jump straight to the forums. Answer hub, so you can ask a question or answer some questions. Roadmap, that's where Unreal, where they want to take their engine and what they're implementing and what they want to implement. Down the bottom here, you got Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Right here you see I'm in the library. This is where all your projects will go to when you make a new project. You wouldn't have any of these here, and you wouldn't have any of this stuff down here. This is stuff I added. Most of the stuff down here is from the Learning Resource Center, and it's here is from the marketplace. So there's a couple of ways you can launch the engine. You can launch it from here or here. Just open up the engine. It takes a while to open up, but once it opens up, as long as you've got a good enough PC, it should run fine. Note, if you do have a bit of a old computer, closing the launcher so you've got the engine open helps improve the speed of it, but if you don't even notice any difference, you might just leave it open. Another thing is, if you wanted to speed the load up times, I would invest in a SSD or a hybrid. It's like a hybrid between a SSD and a hard drive, so you can speed up load times and stuff like that. Right now I'm just running off a hard drive or slow, but I have plenty of storage. I've been thinking upgrading to a SSD or a hybrid, so that's something I'm looking into. So also this tutorial probably will next time just open up the project right away instead of doing this. I do kind of want to take you through on how to set the project up and stuff, and what you'll see when you try and start a new project. So we'll give this a little while to load. I definitely would. If you have the money, get SSD. Improve your speed of launching the engine. Over here we've got the project tab, all the projects you have at the moment, so we're going to make a new one. So over here you've got your templates, your first person shooter, your flying puzzle, rolling ball thingamajiggy, side roller, 2D side roller, third person top down, twin stick shooter, vehicle, and advanced vehicle. And up here you can see blueprint or C flat flats. If you click on blueprint, it'll create the template in blueprint. If you click on C flat flats, it will open up Visual Studio, and you have to compile that, and then you can open it up. But it pretty much, do you want to work in C flat flats or blueprint? If you don't know C flat flats, go for blueprint. And you can always add C flat flats later. It isn't like you're fixed into only using blueprint. You can jump between both as you feel fit. Down here you got your starter content. If you want to add starter content with it, down here you got your shading, maximum quality or like low standard quality. Over here you got your desktop, console, or your mobile tablet. Down here you can name your project, and over here you can set where you want the project file to locate to, where you want it on your hard drive. So yep, all that's fine. I'll just create a new project, and it takes a while to kind of go through the things it does, so give that a little while. No, you can also change this icon here, this image, to maybe some concept art or something related to your game. I know I've done that before, and it kind of adds that a bit more. Yeah, we're getting somewhere. It kind of makes you a bit more excited about opening that up. So that's a good way to keep motivated a little bit. Alright, now we got Unreal Engine 4 open. If you don't know anything about it, the first thing you want to know is if you hold down the right mouse button, you can look around. WSD A keys move you around. If you hit E and Q, it moves you up and down. Or you can also just kind of zoom in and up and down just with the WSD keys. Nothing note, if you throw the mouse wheel in, oh god, it changes your speed of how fast you move, so you can really slow down or really speed up. That's handy. Over here in its panel, you got your content, what is in the level. So this is just a default stuff at the moment. You can also search up here what you want to find. You can create new files in here as well, so you can make a new file, like add content. Or okay, well, bloody hell, right, that kind of bugged me. Alright, you can like drag things into it and stuff. Let's say if I'm going over to the left hand side panel now. I'm going to click on BSP, drag a BSP cube into there, and you can just drag that into your file. And let's say if we wanted to add a little hole into that, we can also do that. Oh, slow myself down a bit. I'm going a bit too quick there. Alright, drag another cube in. We can. Oh, another thing you might want to know is if you kind of hold one of the arrows in, preferably the Z arrow, you can hit end, END on the keyboard, and it drops it down to the grid. I believe that where it drops it down to, or maybe not. Maybe it just to the next BSP. But yeah, it kind of drops it down to the floor level. And if we change this to subtract, and if you hit space, you can jump between the arrow keys, what moves it around, the rotation, what you can rotate, or the scale. So we're going to scale this in a bit. These icons should look familiar if you're used to any 3D software. You're most likely seen this stuff pretty much in any tool you may use out there. Alright, and there you've got like a basic holder, and let's say you deselected it. How do you select it again? Well, you just kind of select where it is subtracting, and we can actually select both these and right click, and we can add it to a group. And if now we deselect and we select it, it selects both of them, and you can kind of nicely move that around your scene and duplicate it as well. So yeah, close that. Sorry. Alright, so if you hold down Alt and you drag it over here, it makes you a copy. Or you can do exactly the same with Control C and V, and just move another one over there. So them shortcuts are handy to know. You can pretty much build out a basic level of BSPs and stuff like that. So it isn't just only cubes you can make cylinders. You can also add as many faces to a cylinder, so you can make it more rounder, or even like a triangle. So you can make it really round or whatever you want. So we can delete that for now. You also got your staircases. They work exactly the same. You can also get a cube from here, and as long as it's subtracted, you can actually put like a little hole through there or whatnot. You got different staircases, so whatever staircase you're after, that can be handy. We delete them, we don't need them. You got a spear, so they're looking triangulated, but hey, That one thing you will notice is if you go into wireframe, any objects you import here into Unreal, it will automatically change the faces to triangulated. So every game engine does that. So if you're having problems with the textures looking ripped or torn or deformed in a way it wouldn't in your 3D software of choice, make sure you triangulate it before you import it here if you're having that issue. It's good practice to actually do that, but it also a waste of time if you don't actually have them problems and you keep doing it. So if you do have the problems, then yeah, do it. If you don't have the problems, I wouldn't waste any sleep over it. I'll just chuck it in, and if things are having problems, then do it. You can also change this setting here to smooth it out a bit more, make it more rounded. Right. And let's say if I add a cube in. That's what I really like about Unreal is you can actually add basic topology and stuff like that, and you can actually alter it. Up here, you got it allows this tab here allows you to modify the topology of the BXPs, so you can actually select these over it. Okay, hold down Control and select both of them, and you can actually move it down. And let's say if I wanted to click this face here and I want to extrude it, I believe you can. Yeah, there we go. And probably if I do that again, yeah. If you hold down Control Z and do what you did, but note, I don't know why, but it takes an awful long time to undo something when you have so much in your scene. So that one thing to note, is it worth undoing something? So you can kind of do some basic modeling that's inside Blender, and then if you say, well, that is looking really nice, I would actually like to add a little bit more to it, but I can't actually add it inside Unreal. You can actually, there's a way, hang on, give me a sec. If you, oh, okay, yeah, alright, if you select your object, you right click up, make sure you find it in here, in your scene tab. I think, I'm not sure what it's called, your world outliner or something. Yeah, well, it looks like your scene tab is pretty much where everything is in the scene anyway. So click that, right click it, and you can, I know around it somewhere, you can actually export it as a FBX. There's a way to export it as a FBX. I've seen it before, and I've done it multiple times, and I think maybe there's something else we have to do, so make sure you select that. Oh, okay, yeah. It's down here somewhere. We got to expand that. Okay, yeah, down here. Create static mesh. So you do that. Okay, that's going to chuck in that file. Alright, and now it's like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? Ooh, I don't know. I don't like that. This because it's a static mesh, what Unreal made, that you do. I don't think it's been unwrapped or anything, and that's probably why it's having problems or something. So if you have some textures and chuck it on there, it should, or if you unwrap it first. So now you can actually see we got the model we actually have. Oh, that's another thing. Is now it can't, when you open up any tabs down here, it will open it up in the whole screen. What can be a bloody nightmare. I don't like that. So we can just drag that out and have our separate screen, or you can actually make it full screen without actually being on. Oh, okay. Oh, right. Don't know what happened there. Mouse being weird. Right, you can actually drop it back onto there if you want it on there. So pretty much like web browsers and stuff. So like you can kind of see now. It actually have no collision at all. You can actually, I believe, add some collision to this auto convert collision. Do apply, and now you got yourself a default collision file. Now you can do, yeah, you can just close that. Now if we walk actually into it, I don't know why, but actually it seems like it didn't quite start in first third person blueprint for some weird reason. Maybe I didn't include that or something. I don't know. Oh, I might have started a blank project. Yeah, I didn't click on the third person. Oh well. Yeah. So if you wanted to like take this out, if you want to take this out to your 3D modeling software, oh no, it does autosave. I don't want to at the moment because it's a tutorial, but you just save and then a buffer comes up saving blah blah blah, and then wait a couple of minutes or seconds or how long it takes your PC to save it. Now we've got this file, we can actually right click on it and we can do export. Okay, under here we can do export, and you can actually export as FBX, OBJ, export as FBX or OBJ. So I don't need to do that. I've got some files over here I will be dragging into this scene. So I've got myself a cube here. Give it a second. Okay. No, when you drag things over, it kind of come up with like a cross. You have to wait till the plus sign is there. So we drop that in. Yeah, there we go. You got options in here. You can tweak and alter if you need to. Just click this little drop down icon, or either that the side icon, so you can expand it and see what if there's anything you want to alter. I don't at this point in time, so we import this. Now, any models coming from Blender will have a warning at this time. Blender isn't up to date with the FBX, as they can't use the FBX exporter what SDK, as it's under a different license, so they have to build their own what they can. Well, it's a nightmare because it means you're always behind, unless they got a team to keep it up to date. It don't seem like it's one of their main concerns, but it's up there. It's something they're working on. But no, most of the time it probably will come up with warnings. So we close that. As you can see, it kind of came in with some colours. We drag and drop this in our scene. These colours these materials was actually set up inside Blender. I'm not quite sure how I've done that. I think I just added new materials, and that how come they came along with it. It might be Blender kind of updated and it actually supports that now. I haven't really noticed, so I'm going to delete them. I don't want anything to do with them. Yep, I want to force delete that, like so. This little star icon down here and the star icon up here means you haven't saved. You can do down here, save all down here, and this will save the new content you have imported. So I say yes to that. Oh, okay, and we haven't got this will be our map. We haven't actually saved the map, so this map behind us is just like a basic map. Yeah, so we just save that as well, and you also see that will come up down here, like so. And now the icon up here have gone too. Like pretty much exactly the same. You drag and drop your textures straight into Unreal. Come on, thank you. Alright, now these textures are a bit funny because I'll drag this over. You can see the colour don't match up. The reason why this is one useful thing you want to keep in mind is if you're using other software like Substance Painter or Dedo, the textures don't look right. I think it's something to do with what Unreal did. They kind of did support it. It's set as support for Unreal, but when you export it, well, these materials were set as ready for Unreal 4, but they're not. So all you do is pretty much right click, edit. You know, you open it up in Paint, and then you save it out. And this will these will look exactly the same. I've already done it. I've already tested that. You can go ahead and do that with your textures if you're having that issue. If not, we'll just jump straight into it now. So most of the time when you come in, your 3D objects may not actually have a material. A simple way of chucking material on it: drag the texture, drop it on the box or whatever object you have, and it will create you a new material. Note down here as well, you got if you're colorblind, you may have problems with this, but what you can do is just hover over the icons and it kind of tells you what it is. Like, I can't really hover my mouse over it, but next to the top box on its pop-out window here, it says box static mesh. You hover over this one, it says blah 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 texture, and if we hover over this one, level, and hover over this one, material. So if you're colorblind and you can't see these, just hover over what you're looking for and you can actually find out what it is. But light blue, well, that kind of blue, representing 3D models. These reds are actually representing textures or texture maps, like AO, normal map, specular, and all that good stuff. It's kind of, I'm not sure, orange, is that orange or brown? It looks kind of orange, but the background looks kind of brown. But that is your level, and you can kind of see all levels have this icon. I don't think you can change that. So that's another thing. Green is your materials, and we can add another one. Blueprint. Nothing is. If you right click, you can actually see the color labeling in here as well. So we can add blueprint. You have this stuff comes up. Do you want it via actor, pawn, character, player character, game mode, and these other components? Okay, so I'm not really bothered. I just create anything at the moment, and you can see it comes up blue, and it comes up with a little chess piece as well, letting you know, like a little pawn. Now, if we open up our material, nothing is, if you're colorblind, most materials will have like a little round circle inside it. And we can actually, now with all our other textures, would have been handy if I actually dropped these in it before starting to add other things, because now I've got that material. I know it's still going to. Alright, so we just move this out of the way because it's kind of in the way a little bit at the moment. We just drag these below it as well, so it isn't going to get tangled up with that. And what you want to do now is pretty much line these up. This here is AO, so we line that up with the AO. Not quite sure what that is. This is going to be the normal. The reason why I'm picking the top one, the white one, that is saying all of these. It wants to add all of these. If you want to just add the red channel, you can just add it. If you want to add the green, exactly the same, or the blue. And what is this kind of dark, well, not dark, it kind of light grey. What is this light grey down here? This here is the alpha, where the alpha, I do believe, is the transparent or layers or something along that line. If you're familiar with Photoshop, that's what I believe it is. I can't remember what these other materials are, so I'm going to find out now. Rough this, and the black one going to be metallic. So it does. Black one with metallic, was it? And the white one is roughness or something like that. That can't be good enough. This is a little bit like what the blueprint editor looks like, except from it's doing the materials. And make sure you keep them nice and clean. And if you want to select all of them and hit C, I believe, you can actually add like a description of what it is, pretty much like when you write in code. So Sorry to call that texture. There you go. And if we do apply up here, and we can also save it. And the saving takes a little while. We do X out of that, and now you can kind of see it updated. I was having a problem with this cube anyway. Not quite sure if it's because I haven't baked the lighting out. I won't be going over that because it takes forever sometimes. Or if it's the textures or my own downfall. So if you wanted to bake out textures, up here you can just hit build and bake out everything for the game. Or you can just do bake lighting only. And if you wanted to hit play game, you just click the big play button up here. Or if you want to try out multiplayer, you can set the amount of players you want, run dedicated server, and you have options in there. You can check them out. You also got advanced settings, what bring up another tab. If you're having problems and your machine is slow and it can barely run the engine, they're going into settings and changing, lowering things in here will help you out a lot. If you want to see the frame rate you're getting, just click this icon over here under this little tab, okay? Also you got, if you want to see different throughs and stuff, you have is it the throughs or I can't remember. Oh, it's under here I think. Yeah, if you want to check out, let's say your level's really dark and you can't see what you're doing, you click this one here, alright, and it kind of grays it out, and the lighting don't really matter. You can also just do wireframe, everything kind of triangulated, and it can be very confusing to look at. You see dips of lighting and stuff, so you can kind of get a basic idea of what the lighting will look like. Is it nice? Is it soft? Is it hard? How is it? Is it what you want? I mean, you've got different lines down here as well. You can try out. And what is that? Not quite sure what that is. Or that. So you've got different things you can kind of go through, different filters. I like this one. It's really weird. Kind of cool. Shiny. And dark. But you also got other tabs in here. Yeah, so to set this back to default. If you want to, let's say you made your game and you're ready to launch. If you go up here to file, and I believe it's project, and you go down compile project, development or shipping, and you can click them, and it will then you go through saving it, and then you export it. And if you want, let's say you've got a nice blueprint system and you want to move it to another project, as long as it isn't in the level blueprint. What I mean by level blueprint is if you go under blueprint, do we have a level blueprint? Oh yeah, open level blueprint. Level blueprint is only for this level, or whatever level you're working on. No, I don't want to save again, thank you, but no. It's only the level you're working on. So the stuff in the level blueprint will only work on the level you're on. And if you say you got a nice you got a nice system in here, you know, you kind of made some nice tabs and everything working fine and nice, and you want, let's say you kind of, maybe your mate or someone asking you, can they use the blueprints they're using and stuff, or maybe you're making it for the marketplace. What you do is you right click on your blueprint, or let's say it fits all in a file. Let's say we create a new file, and we probably can't drag the level blueprint in the level in there, but we move all that stuff. Move here. You can do move here, or you can do a copy here. So you can, if you want to make a copy of something and tweak it a bit, you can do that without overriding it. Oh, nothing really handy with Unreal 4 is, let's say I come in and I realise oh my god, these corners shouldn't be sharp. They should be kind of rounded out, and I totally messed up. And oh, maybe I don't want these two here. I don't want it empty. It looks like a back part here instead. Oh, and it's exactly the same all the way around. Instead of going, oh, I'll place that around the level like 50 times. Oh, I'm going to have to update all of them. What you do is when you got the object again, you when you save it out, you got your mesh. You pretty much all you do is drop, drag. Do you want to overwrite? And you do yes all, or just say yes, and it'll just yeah, I import that, and gives you the warning again, and it gives me these materials again because of the way I set up in Blender. What I don't want because I already deleted them, but our material is still there, and it didn't change anything because it's exactly the same mesh. But what I was saying before I kind of went off on one is you can right click and do merge, and you can actually save everything out what is in a file or a single item. So if you want to move it to another project, feel free to. That's a very useful feature. I'm not quite sure what else to add to this. Maybe, yeah, we can show you, go over the lighting a little bit. Got your little lighting tab over here. You got your point lights. So if you do want a little point light in here, you can do so. Let's say, oh my god, I love lights and I want to add them all over my level, and maybe I can add one here and one here and one there. Oh dear, what's wrong with that light? Why is it red? You'll find out this light won't bake. This light won't. It won't make anything. So if you are wanting to make more, just say it as static, or this will have more of a hit on your performance. So you can do movable, but mostly if you've got level light spot that's going to be in one place and they're not going to be affected, set them to static, because that way it uses a lot less some resources as far as I'm aware, and you can go as nuts as you want with the lighting, and you're not going to get these problems. You're not going to get the light, oh, it can't bake out, can't add any more lights. So you can add as many as you want. I run into that when I was making a map for a project I was on. Oh dear, what's wrong with these lights? I can't add any more, I need to add more. Or let's say you don't even want point lights. You might not even want them. You can get rid of all your point lights if you want. So delete all of them. You can, if you want like a little spotlight, you can add them. Exactly the same thing. If you want a lot of spotlights on one area, just set that. You also got skylights. Hey, with the skylight, you can give it a nice blue. Give it a nice bluey atmosphere. It's kind of nice. What kind of nice, isn't it? Maybe we can make it orange, a bit more like a sunlight beaming on it. Maybe not. Maybe a bit more like... Hey, you can kind of tweak with it how you feel fit. Yeah, we didn't have that in there, so we can get rid of that. You got a directional light. Let's say, hang on, I want to delete it. This one over here, and you probably won't. Don't know what that does. Okay. Now you can drag a directional light in, and this is pretty much where a lot of shadows coming in, and it don't matter if this is like way below it. It don't really matter where this thing is in the scene. Do it to make sure it's somewhere where you can grab it. What you can do is you can rotate it around. Where do you want the shadows? How do you want all the shadows? So it's going to be like the outdoor light, the sunlight, well, pretty much. So you can rotate that as you want. You can also turn it down so it isn't so bright. You can change the colour with it, so things are different colours. Another thing to note is this little back icon here, what looks like almost like a enter key. You can click that and it sets it to default. So if you tweak things and you realise, oh, I shouldn't have done that, what was it on? It won't necessarily put it on what it was set, depending if it ready tweaked beforehand, but it will put if it was a default of what you wanted. If it's a default with what you wanted, you can do that, or fiddle with it and find out what you like. What is in here? I haven't really done anything with all this stuff. I have no idea what this is, but I think I know what this is. This here, yeah, if I'm correct, is like a little sticker, and you can kind of see like almost a green wool-like texture. If we click on that little sticker, we can actually add our material to it, I believe. Okay, yeah, we can add that to it. Are you going to update? Maybe I had to bake it, but I haven't really used these much. So yeah, you can add little details around your level. You can actually make it so your character can't actually walk in it, and all of a sudden become that sticker. Also, you can scale it down if it, this, or you can kind of have it so it affects certain areas. What kind of cool. You can make it affect certain things, and you can make it so the character can't be affected by it, but I'm not quite sure on how to go about that. I'll have to look into that a bit more. But yeah, you can slap them around your level. You can add more details, look, a bit of graffiti here, a bit of litter here, and stuff like that. Yeah, again, I haven't really fiddled with these. I don't know what they are. So, you got your terrain editor up here. I'll leave that for another tutorial. You got your painting. I haven't messed around with that. That's something I need to get into. Adding foliage like plant matter and stuff like that. I haven't fiddled with what I'm kind of excited to get into, but still haven't done any dabbling in that. So, also you can get to the marketplace in here. You got, like, if you're setting up cinematic scenes, you got you want to open that up. Here you can launch. What's launch? Don't know what launch does, so I don't want to click on that just in case ruins the tutorial. But yeah, oh yeah, nothing. If you will see this little hat icon up here. If you click on this, it won't do this for you. You will get like a little pop-up thing, like the first time you come into Blender, not Blender, sorry, the first thing you come into Unreal, lets you haven't gone through it all. You can keep clicking next, and then you've also got this little icon on the top right hand corner. I think it's a little drop down icon. You click on that, you can do exit as well if you don't want to go through it all. And once you go through it all, it will also say, oh, do you want to learn all about this other stuff? So you can check all that goodness out right in there. Alright, so that's another cool little thing. Oh, one thing I didn't mention earlier, what I should have, is let's say I move my cube. Oh, it jumps. Oh, I don't want that. I don't want it perfectly on that line, and it isn't getting on that line. You got snapping on. You can set the amount it snaps to the grid. So let's say if I move it now, it will go flying off. And if I cancel this, maybe I should turn that down because that's probably too high in the radius of my mouse. If I move that now, you can see it snapping to the grid. On default, it's 10. And you can kind of actually see the grid change size as well if I set that up. Like, wow, you can see them lines. What I didn't see before when I was doing that, but I haven't really tweaked with it since the update, so that could be another thing. If you want it off, just turn it off there. It works exactly the same for the rotation. It snaps, so you want to turn it off if you want to rotate it manually, or you want to scale it along, so you can turn it back on and jump through them. Some weird reason it's okay. No update. Hang on. Do you update for all of them? What ones aren't you updating? Okay. It seems like it wasn't updating, but it is. Oh, nothing issue. I think this is more the rotational. Maybe that is to rotate it. I'm not quite sure. You got the object, and if we go over to this tab, you got your world orientation or your object rotation. So keep an eye on this, right? When I click up here, it change where do you want to move it from. So if you want to move it in a world rotation, or you know what I mean, if you want to move it along the grid of the world, or do you want to move it along what way the object is facing. So if you want to move it that way, you can, or if you want to move it diagonal, you can. So you can get into fine detail of that. I'm pretty sure that kind of wraps it up for today. Yeah, let me know what you guys want to know more about. I definitely will be making a lot more Unreal tutorials and stuff. I'm still quite new to Unreal, even though I've been using it about a year, coming up to a year now, in April. Hang on, no, no, I've got a couple months more, actually, before it's April, because I didn't use this till a while after I joined the project I joined on April last year. So, yeah, definitely get in there, fiddle with it, see how things work. The good way to find out and learn about things is find out how to break things, then find out how to fix it again. That is the best way to learn how to get things working how you want. Because more you break things, the more you fix it, more you understand how it all works. But yeah, so that kind of wraps it up today. I'll definitely be making more tutorials for this. Just let me know what you guys want and what's going to be handy for you and what you need more of. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you for watching.